to Style Club Radio with Philadelphia's own Josh DeMarco, an international star who's reshaping the men's grooming business around the world.
Men's grooming is more than just hair, right? It's you know, there's a great saying, and it's so simple. It really is so simple. If you look good, feel good, you do good.
The co-host of Style Club Radio, it's Philly's superstar of design and self-proclaimed creator of tomorrow's unique style, Stevela Sanchez.
You know what you said? It's basically a head-to-toe look. So with your clothes, your hairstyle, the facial hair, however you like carry yourself, you know, it's your accessories, all of that kind of has to go together.
This is Style Club Radio with Josh DeMarco, Stevela Sanchez, Michelle Miller, and friends from around the fashion globe. Presented by True Beauty Concepts, one of Philadelphia's most iconic providers of everything style. And now, Style Club Radio. Style Club Radio.
This is Style Club Radio on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Another Saturday night in the Delaware Valley in Style Club. On location tonight as we come to you the third weekend in the month of May.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Don't forget to follow us at Style Club Radio, both on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Welcome, Philadelphia, to Style Club Radio with myself, Josh DeMarco, my amazing co-host, Stevela.
Hello, Stevela, here in the house of Shepp.
Ooh. Don't give it away, Stevela. Do not give it away.
No, leave a little
Well, we are
mystery.
sitting in a pretty amazing spot. But
We are.
But hold on, before we go any further, I would like to introduce another guest, or another co-host, I should say.
A guest? How
Not a guest, a
insulting.
co-host.
I've been here since the beginning, sir. I resent that. I
Michelle,
am a member of this team.
Beautiful. I'm kissing her ass, Miller.
I think you meant a guest of House Shepp.
Yeah,
Right,
okay,
right.
Yeah. All right, that's exactly what he meant. Better.
Well, welcome, everybody. We have an amazing show for you tonight. We are actually on location of Joan Shop, which is in Philadelphia. If you don't know who
Legendary.
Joan is and you're a woman, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even know what to tell you. If you don't know who Joan Shop is and you're a woman.
Why do you have to be a woman? Why can't you just be anybody?
Well, I mean, because Joan Shop is a female store.
Yeah, but
I
it
mean,
doesn't
most
matter.
men know who she is, but all women should know who Joan Shop is. Let's be real.
Yes, all women,
Right?
women
Well,
should.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Michelle's being all like PC
Well, I'm just
with
saying,
me right
you
now.
act like men don't buy gifts.
Okay, well, if you're a man and don't know about Joan Shop,
yeah.
please probably tell.
Good,
Right?
good shout out,
Yes.
Michelle.
Gifts.
So we have the legendary Joan Shepp in tonight. We can't wait to interview her. Her store is beautiful. We actually know someone that did her windows. I don't know.
Oh my God, some guy named Stevela.
Oh, who is that? Yes, I do.
And speaking of fashion, guys, I think we wanted to talk about, and I know we're like a week and a half, 2 weeks late on this.
Late.
A little bit late,
Late.
but it's, better late than never.
Better late
True.
than never.
Yeah.
And I'm going to definitely let Stevela lead this one off because when I think of this event, I think of Stevela. So
Thanks.
yeah, so tell us
Do you
what
see
we're
me
going
in
to
like
talk
a
about.
gown or something? Like
Well,
walking
tell
around?
everybody what the event is. We
The
can't
event
leave them
is
hanging.
the Met Ball.
The Met Gala.
Met Gala.
That's how much I know.
Yeah.
The Met Gala.
They clearly lost your invite.
Do you think is it a gala or a gala?
It's a gala?
Is it?
Yeah.
No, is that?
Debatable.
Yeah.
Some people say gala, but I
Gala.
say gala.
I
We
say
should put
gala,
that up
yeah.
on at Style Club Radio on Instagram and see. Gala,
Right.
gala, gala, gala.
Tomato.
Who says tomato, though, really? Unless
Nobody.
you're
I
British.
do. I'd like a tomato, please.
So Steve, let's talk about the fashion. We are in the fashion capital of Philadelphia.
Yes.
In Joan
Joan Shop.
Shepp. So
Yes.
let's talk about the amazing, incredible fashion that is the Met Gala.
Oh, incredible. Okay, so my overall, I would say, just looking at all the social media and the photos, I think it was pretty good. I felt like there was kind of a feeling where people didn't push the envelope or they got a little nervous.
Well,
because
I don't
the
think they
theme-
understand the theme, yeah.
Yeah, or they didn't understand the theme, which was camp, which I think is
C-A-M-P.
C-A-M-P.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I jump in really fast?
Yes,
This
please.
goes to your point, and I think even some of the celebrities didn't understand what camp is.
Right.
We did an event at the Met last week for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and by the Met, I mean the Met in North Broad here in Philadelphia. And so a board member was joking to me and another friend, and they're like, "Oh, event at the Met, we should go in camp." And my friend responded with a gif of Smokey the Bear, and he was like, "Yes, I love camp. Let's talk about camp. And the board member was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I meant camp as in the Met theme.
So as an incredibly fashionable, stylish, I know everything man, talking about myself.
Yes.
I didn't even know what this was. Can you explain it to my audience who might not be as wry as me?
Well, I feel like just
Rye?
camp is like as rye.
Yeah, is that what the word is? Like as no.
He was just dropping it.
Well, basically, I mean, it's basically it's you kind of have fun with it, and you kind of take it to a level of theatrics, and drag has a big part of what camp means, and it's just over the top, you know.
Like campy?
Yeah, like when you say campy, or it's like just fun. You're having fun and happiness, and kind of going to the next level, something that people wouldn't expect.
To find humor,
Right.
humor and
Extra.
yeah, extra is a great way, but camp is always based in a little bit of humor.
So, Steve, who were your favorite looks? Let's do this quick. And who were your least favorite?
Okay, favorite looks. I have to tell you, Kylie and Kendall looked insane. I know. I think they. And honestly, a lot of these people that I
They're
like,
beautiful.
They're beautiful. But they took it to the next level, where it was almost like, to me, you think of camp as like, imagine a human Barbie or a drag queen, and they put a drag element into it, and they're over the top. Or Bob Mackie when he used to do Cher. Like, to me, that's kind of a feeling for camp. I think they looked phenomenal. Casey Musgraves, she actually did a full-on like Barbie look, and she actually pulled up in a convertible pink Corvette, which I was like, I fell on the floor.
Who'd you hate?
And well, oh my gosh, who did I hate? Who did I?
You're too positive. You didn't hate anybody.
Well, it wasn't. I really didn't hate it. I just felt like sorry for them that they didn't take it to the next level. That they just dressed really beautifully, but like they were going to any sort of gala.
Right.
Nothing that was over the top or
Well,
fun.
since you know so much about fashion, why don't you tell us your tip of the week, or just the tip?
Oh, okay. So my tip of the week is I wanted to do something different. So last week I talked about, people kind of, throwing things out of their closet, but rethinking it before they do that. And it could just be like a nip or a tuck into that garment. So I wanted to try something that people could actually follow me on Instagram at Stevola and send me a photo of you in that garment, and I can give you some tips on how to make it look more modern. Wouldn't that be cool?
Ooh, who doesn't like a little constructive criticism?
Listen, Stevola just blew our mind, and we're about to blow your mind with our next guest. We'll see you guys in a minute.
This is Style Club Radio as we broadcast to you from the legendary Joan Shepp, 1811 Chestnut Street. We'll meet Joan when we come back after the break.
This is Style Club Radio with Josh DeMarco, Steve Sanchez, and Michelle Miller.
And back here on Style Club Radio, here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. This is Style Club Radio with Josh DeMarco. Josh?
Welcome back, everybody. And like I said before the break, I'm not going to waste any time because time is money. And we are in we are sitting in the legendary Joan Shepp with the legendary Joan Shepp.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Joan, welcome.
Joan.
And Joan, I don't even know if you remember this, but I'm going to go real fast. We go back a little ways. I've done your hair twice at Jason Matthews Salon, and I also asked you to borrow a dress that you didn't let me borrow, but I forgive you. For a Paris show. Yeah, but I'm going to say, when I
Why are you going to start with the drama?
No, because the point of that is,
sorry.
And I still want you on my show, Joan, because you're a freaking rock star. You really are.
Yes.
You're a massive inspiration. Every woman and man in Philadelphia should really know about you because, in my opinion, and many others, you put Philadelphia on the map as far as clothing and fashion is concerned, 100%. And style.
Yeah, right? let me just chime in 1 second because I have to say this. And Joan is someone who I met here in Philly. She has been a mentor, a muse, a friend, and an inspiration. Like, really, I love this woman so much. Like, this is an incredible interview.
I have
really
to give
excited.
a little Joan story before we even let Joan say one word
I know, we all
on the show. I used to work in fashion wholesale, and I traveled all over the country. And every single time I'd be in a city and I'd say, I'm based in Philly, the first thing people would say, like, oh my goodness, Joan Shop, do you sell to Joan Shop? And I'd be like, I'm not cool enough to sell to Joan Shop, but I absolutely know the store.
Yeah,
so.
Michelle, we're not worthy, okay?
Well, now we're all cool enough because we're sitting here in the store, in the boutique. I mean, it's amazing.
So welcome, Joan.
Welcome.
How are you?
After that, I'm afraid to say one word.
All right, Joan. So I wanted
But
to
I love that you're here.
Yeah.
Thanks for
you.
having us.
Thank you for having us.
Joan, I would love to let's just quickly go through your backstory and what made you decide to get into this career and to do what you do, and especially in Philadelphia. I mean, what was your, if you could sum it up, like this is why I began and this is where
Like the jumping off point.
the jumping off point.
I was learning how to change furniture, and take off the stain and make all that kind of good stuff. And I was going to go into that business. And then, truthfully, we needed the money. So I was offered a room that's not as big as this to do accessories and things like that. So I made all the furniture and everything and opened a little accessory store. And that's how I started in Lafayette Hills.
What year was that? Well, I just want to give people, first of all, we're sitting on a little stage. So when she says that her store was this size, we're thinking what, like 16 by 8 feet?
In the back of the building.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yes.
No window.
Right.
That was 48 years ago.
Yeah.
And I love the part where the name of the store. What did you call it?
It was called Fashion Eye.
Yeah,
And people thought I sold eyeglasses.
So a little side note: pick a good name when naming your company.
That's right.
right.
So
I liked Fashion Eye. I thought that was a cool name.
That is cool.
But I wasn't cool then at all.
So how do you go from starting in this little store to I'm going to clean furniture into this to your name is synonymous with the biggest names of Philadelphia. And I know this because I know people that work in this industry and they're always like, we can't get that brand because she has that brand.
Yeah.
So how do you go from listeners want to know you come from such humble, simple beginnings to, you've made a huge name for yourself.
I learned, I listened, I went everywhere, and then I started to truly use my sensibility when it came to looking around at a light and getting ideas about growing and learning more. And I opened an accessory store, but I wanted to do clothes.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing because seriously, we still do that today. When me working with you in the store, so many things inspire you, which inspire me, and we just collaborate.
Yeah,
it's pretty
great.
incredible. So you're still doing the same thing today, which is amazing.
And I had $300.
Oh my gosh, when you started. How did you jump from accessories? Like, what is the next step? How do you go into clothing, and how do you even pick the clothing you chose?
I had friends that were selling clothing, and at that time in Philadelphia, there was a big company called Surfer Her. Mm-hmm. And the gentleman that was represented that line, I started to buy from him the clothes. It was sportswear, things like that. And the first time, this is good. The first time they delivered the clothes, they didn't have what I had ordered, but they did have 16 burgundy striped jackets. And everything seemed to be going really well until 4 of them came in and said, look at us, we're all wearing the same jacket. How could you do that in this little area? I was like, forget it.
So now you've evolved though to it's really like really unique special pieces, and you buy from all over the world, right?
Right.
And what inspires you?
Everything. I love finding new things. I get up in the morning and I think, we have to do something. We'll change that. We'll bring in home furnishings. But my mind is always working. I love to get new ideas.
Right.
For the people at home who can't see the space that we're in, it is incredibly beautiful, but we are live streaming the show right now on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're a visual listener, you can go ahead and tune in there, but you will see some of the most spectacular pieces. We also have some behind the scenes things in the store where we walk around with Joan's daughter, Ellen Shepp.
Yep.
And she picks out some of the pieces, and I think during that process you can see how unique it is. It's one thing to talk about clothes on air, it's another thing to see them, right? And
Right.
they're so beautiful. And
Absolutely,
so
and so unique. And you mentioned earlier, Joan, I just want to plug that they're doing home now, which is super, super exciting.
Yeah.
She found these really unique brands that do home, and I mean, I haven't seen anything like it.
It's edgy.
It's
Yeah,
edgy,
very edgy.
right?
It's edgy like the clothes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When did you start traveling to Europe? I know that you have some of the largest high-end brands on planet Earth here and have very close relationships with these couture houses. Like, how do you, as a entrepreneur from Philly, go and create these relationships that are now huge? Like, when was the first time you got to go do that?
I wanted to carry this brand, and in order to do it, and I brought Ellen, that they had to interview you.
Yeah.
They all wore white coats and things like that.
I know the brand.
Margiela it was.
Yes.
And he absolutely asked me a million questions, like, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I got it because there's certain things that people appreciate. Honesty, that you love what you do and they can feel it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things you need to love what you do. And
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. You really do.
Yeah.
So is that one of the things that keeps you inspired? The fact that you love what you do. You get up every day
Yes.
for a few years, and you come in here
Just a
and
couple.
and you keep going. I mean, Joan, this space can't be older than 7 years old. I mean, right?
This new space
This
we're
new
in?
space you're in right now. Because I know your progression. I remember you were on Walnut Street, and then I remember you were in Liberty Place, and I know that wasn't where you wanted to be, and then you ended up here.
Which is 1811 Chestnut
18 on the
Street.
chest.
you're good. I want you on my team.
But the reason I say you couldn't have been that long because the salon I'm at, we looked at the space, and the space was, I believe,
Did you?
Yeah, it was like a mattress store. It was disgusting.
Exactly.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I know
It's
what
not
you've done to
horrible
this,
now.
and it's
You're right.
it's incredible. So is that just what keeps you going? I mean, you know, part of Solid Club Radio is I always want to inspire people. We all do different things in life, but whatever we do, like you have to have a love for it. I mean, that's a constant theme with all of our guests, and it's something I believe in. So is that you're saying the same with you, right? You have a love, you have this admiration for what you do.
I do, and also it makes me feel really good that in most events that we do, probably all of them, but most of them will say that we get a chance to give back. We give back to Ronald McDonald a lot. I worked there for the last 20 years serving dinners. And
Amazing.
I give to anybody that comes in here and says something to me, and I know they need the money. The next event, we do something so we can do that.
Yeah.
And we've helped. We do this thing celebrating the
Black History Month. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
for the last 18 years.
Yep. Which is incredible.
And we give.
Were you were highlighting so many incredible women of like African American women here in the city that are doing things to really like move the city forward and helping people in different industries. It was very inspiring.
And they come from all over, and
Yeah.
and these are people that are never noticed.
Yeah.
And they do so many good things, but nobody acknowledges that they're doing all these secret things in the background and helping the kids and
Yeah.
doing all that.
And right, and all these women they worked really hard on their careers, so they're recognized for also giving back.
Yeah.
And then you also right after that had a women's event, which you just supported all these up and coming new businesses that just started, and it was pretty incredible. Like the turnout was insane for both events, but it's just great
The one
how
from
you
New York.
right. And normally, which I think is wonderful about Joan Shepp, is you want to promote local small business owners, which I think is really wonderful, and because a lot of times people get competitive when it comes to like different retail stores or salons or whatever,
Yep.
and you want to like help, and I think that's really admirable and wonderful.
When you work together, it's always more successful.
I love that.
Joan Shepp is for the people.
For the people.
We love it,
For the
Joan.
people. Now, I have a question because I know that you mentioned Ellen, that you went to Margiela and you guys did the whole interview to get the collection. How is it working with her?
Ellen is her daughter.
Yes, Ellen Shepp is Joan Shepp's
She
daughter.
is fabulous. And all the time she learns and grows and surprises me. I'm getting there older. I'd love to do the research. She did a fashion show the other day that 200 people showed up.
Wow.
She did it. She put it all together. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, and I just want to throw
Thank
in
goodness.
Ellen Shepp. Like, I've seen her work firsthand, and she is the most incredible stylist. It's amazing how her brain works. I mean, she has a customer walk in, and that customer has an idea, and I mean, she's like, I mean, just the way she works, it's like scarf and shoes and this and that and layering, and it's incredible how she works. And everything looks so great together.
I mean,
would
do you
have
know
to-
who her mother is?
Right. Duh.
Well, I'd have to say too, going back to like Josh's question about your passion for it, it's like you guys have cultivated probably one of the best clienteles in the whole region. I mean, when I bump into someone who is a Joan Shop client, they are like, I buy every single thing that I own in my entire wardrobe from Joan and Ellen. I don't go anywhere else. And it's like they are just obsessed because you guys are so good at kind of curating what you select, right?
Well, you
Yeah.
know what, Michelle? She's going to answer that, and she's going to answer a whole lot more. We're going to get back to you guys right after this.
Right after these words.
This is Style Club Radio on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Back in a moment.
Now back to Style Club Radio with Josh DeMarco, Steve Sanchez, and Michelle Miller.
And welcome back, everyone, to Style Club Radio here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT as we come to you from Joan Shepp's location, 1811 Chestnut Street on Philadelphia. An honor for Style Club Radio to be on location tonight.
For everyone listening who wants to see us in this incredible, gorgeous, beautiful, fantastic space, you can see us streaming live right now on Facebook, facebook.com/Style Club Radio.
And guys, we're back with Joan Shepp. And Joan, I just want to jump right into it. You know, one question that I've been asked many times, so I know you had to be asked a million times, why Philadelphia? I mean, you're like, you could have been in New York, LA, a million different places, potentially Europe, I'm assuming. Like what made you stay in Philadelphia?
When I first started, there was a couple of things that had to be answered, responsibilities that I had to do. That started then, and it really never changed. I had 2 children, and they went to school from whatever and got out, let's say 3 o'clock. The hours of my first store were the same as when they were in school, and I was there to pick them up. That was
so
one
great.
responsibility that I wasn't going to change. And having dinner ready for my husband, whatever time he came home, was the other.
Oh, that's so
And if I would have been, what I do now, and I'm never home, or there's some event or something, no, that was my priority.
It's
Besides
beautiful.
that we needed the money.
And was your, let me, correct me if I'm wrong, but was your husband, did he do hair?
Yeah.
Hello.
hairstylist.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
That's amazing, right?
Yeah, I mean, hair and fashion go very hand in hand. If you can't tell, I'm wearing the finest black T-shirt on the planet. Very high-end
Well,
black
you
T-shirt.
actually match with Joan. Joan is head to toe black, just like any good fashion
I
person would
mean,
be.
the
Right.
hairdressers and fashionistas,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
you're always in black. Always,
Yeah.
always,
Yep.
always.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you stay in Philadelphia. I mean, Joan, you've been in the city through so much. I mean, how is
That's
Philadelphia?
part of the exciting part.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the worst of Philadelphia, and you've definitely seen the best of Philadelphia.
More to come.
So,
I've been here, I guess, the last 20 years. Before that, I was out in the suburbs. And when I came here, I took the store just because the ceiling was so high.
Yeah.
I always wanted a high ceiling, and it was on Walnut Street, and the rent was pretty good.
At the time, right.
Loved.
at the time,
Yes, at the time.
And also, everything was much easier than it is now.
Yeah.
There's so many qualifications and so many things that you have to go through, where before, we shook hands and we said, okay, this is this. Sure, I'd love to work with you. And that did it for me. And I started to do things with the city and stuff like that to try and make it better. And every time I look, and I worked a lot, I'll tell you who made a serious difference was the one that does the graphics in the different neighborhoods to upscale.
Mural arts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal program. Absolutely.
And they absolutely, if you go down Broad Street, they have all these famous people on the walls, and they try to upgrade. And the woman that started that was just amazing. Mm-hmm. And she got the kids from the prison to come and do all the painting, so I worked a lot with, I forgot what the question was.
Oh, no, but I think coming to Philly.
We're just talking.
I was going to say, I think your point is important that, 20 years ago coming here, it was much easier to be a small business owner, to come here. And Philadelphia is in a very interesting space right now with retail and what it costs to do business here in Philly. As far as having ground floor real estate, what in Rittenhouse, whether it's Chestnut or it's changing the businesses that we get to have, and I think for you being so established at this point, it's very different for you to say, I'm Joan Shop, I want this store. Fabulous. But the Joan Shop 2.0, the little itty bitty lady somewhere, is going to have a really hard time being in Rittenhouse, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays.
On Walnut
Absolutely.
Street, they got rid of all the small stores. If you notice, it's all big stores.
And banks.
And banks.
Right.
And they haven't lasted.
Nope.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stores that are already, they don't waste any time. If they're not rolling along, they're going to leave.
I think for me, that brings up another important point that we as Philadelphians need to support small business. It's important for our economy to come and shop and come and dine and come and eat and play in Philly. Yeah, with love. Philadelphia XOXO. Visit Philly.com. They're a great organization, and Joan has a big mural on the wall promoting, the tourism office, which does a great job for sure. But we as Philadelphians need to do more. We need to spend money in Philly.
Right, in Philly and in local small businesses.
Yeah.
And more importantly, in Dapper and Joan Shepp.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Go get your haircut at Dapper and then shop at Joan Shop.
Yes.
That's right.
Are you the first person that has done what you did?
As far as I know, yeah.
I've never seen it that, fashion and, men's hair.
Well, working in women's hair for so long, there was just this void in men's hair, and a lot of cities have that. So I thought my clientele wants that. I want that. How can I give them a better service and
something different than a barbershop?
Yeah, and elevate my craft and the people around me. So yeah, I get it, Joan. You're a huge inspiration. The fact that you. Like Michelle was saying, so many stores close. I've seen so many come and go, and just on Chestnut Street. And Chestnut's like the little brother to Walnut. So Walnut, forget it, right? So
the fact Chestnut is the new nut.
It's the new nut, not the old nut. The new nut.
But it's yes, very true. And I want our audience trying to know more. What you're a huge inspiration. What is some amazing advice you give somebody right now? They're starting out. They have dreams, but they have $300 or whatever that is today. They don't have much money.
I just realized I spoke at the library, and the subject matter was, how do you get ahead when you get out of school? Mm-hmm. And what are the qualifications and things like that? You have to love it, whatever it is that you're doing. But the big thing is that you have to work at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can't walk at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
I don't know if you want me to say that or not, but
no, I love it.
People that love it, work at it and love it. And if they're a half an hour later, it's okay because they learned something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas today, the younger people don't really.
They don't have that drive, right? They don't have
drive,
that,
right,
and passion.
Right.
I know. And it's funny because you echo what every guest has said. It's like have love, have passion, and work hard. I mean, there's no secret to success. I mean, what's the secret? That's the secret.
Right.
I mean, that's the secret.
And I mean,
Love,
it doesn't.
grace, and passion.
It shouldn't be about clocking in and out hourly. It should just be like you love it and you just work the hours no matter what the hours are.
Yeah.
You
Very-
know, because you're so into what you're doing.
And it'll pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Every time I come by Joan Shop is here, just so you know.
Yeah.
Working.
yeah.
She's not sitting on the beach drinking margaritas.
Right.
She is here.
Good idea.
Right. I know sometimes she'd love to.
She's like,
So, Joan, tell us something that we don't know about you.
Ooh.
Well, I have this incredible, I'm so lucky, garden in the back that no one touched for 20 years. I couldn't believe it. It was so ugly and dirty and everything.
I've seen it.
And we fixed it up. And yeah, right. And we fixed it up, and it is so beautiful. We have little tables. So we're going to do a garden party every Wednesday during the summer. We're going to start probably around the second week in June, I think it is. But, you know, we'll send out announcements and things. But I want to use that garden, and I want to have everyone have fun and come, and we'll have a special guest do something on the Wednesdays that we do it. Tea is the thing.
Yep.
I have so many new teas. I had a birthday party that Ellen surprised me with in Paris. And they got me, big thing of tea. All kinds of teas. And every place I go, it's like, would you like a little tea? And there's layers of food and all that kind of stuff. I want to do tea. We'll make them a drink. We'll have always in the shop we have champagne, we have wine, something to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what's amazing in the stores. I mean, as much as you can shop and enjoy, they treat
can get
everyone like
loaded.
family. You can get loaded and spend more money.
Yes,
But also, too, it's a huge plus because it's very hard to find. But this store has
Outdoor
a
space.
garden,
Outdoor
and
space,
it's
yeah.
beautiful. The way they've redone it. I mean, it's beautiful. You go out there, it's like paradise. Like, I mean, I would just go out there and sit on my computer and just like zone out.
Well,
it's
I'm going to be
wonderful.
here every Wednesday in June for Joan's garden parties. This lady definitely knows how to throw a party.
Yes, party like a Shep, right?
Party-
Hashtag
Party
like a Shep. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's their hashtag.
I love
That's
it.
funny.
So, Joan, if there's one thing you could say to all your competitors, no, I'm just joking. No, but if there's
Guess what? They shouldn't be competitors. We should all be working together. What a
Hey,
I
great
love that.
answer.
I do
Great
love that.
answer.
There's a
I
great
want to
answer.
the way
boost
to
the
go.
Philly economy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We do.
So,
Like me and Mary, Mary,
we
Nicole
love Mary,
Miller.
yeah.
We
Mary
love
Dougherty.
Mary,
Oh, I love Mary too.
the best.
Yeah, she's incredible.
We're thinking of what we could do together.
so, Joan, what's your future hold? Are you doing this until you don't do anymore? Are you retiring? Like, do you not want to tell anybody? I mean, does Joan Shep? This is a better question. Joan Shep will exist without Joan Shepp, correct? If you retire or you...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Well,
my goal now is that Ellen should run the store, and I should do what I do the best, which is research and finding all this new things, and having somebody call me up from L.A. and say, Joan, you got to see this.
Yeah.
And I'm not good with spending a lot of money on the computer to look at that picture. I want to feel the fabric, because I've done that a few times, and it's a bomb. Not a good.
Yep. No,
You like to travel in person, see the lines in person,
and have more and more things that you can purchase in the store that isn't on everybody's website.
Yes.
We have a lot in common.
And I have firsthand. I mean, I went with Joan to New York, and we went to a shoe show. And it was incredible just seeing her in action. I mean, feeling all the fabric, the materials, and understanding how they're made. And I mean, it was
really
a
like
huge
knowing
learning.
what is quality, right? 'Cause
Right.
like you said, something could look fabulous online, but it doesn't mean that it's fabulous in real life.
Right.
The internet's a lie.
just like Joan Shepp, there's nothing like the real thing.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'll sell you that one later. Joan, thank you so much. It's been amazing. Thank you for letting us broadcast in your space. It is absolutely beautiful. You're a huge inspiration to even people that aren't in the fashion world. And we'd like to give you a round of applause, Joan. You're amazing.
Yes, and
Thank
be
you.
sure to follow Joan and her team at Joan Shop on Instagram, on Facebook, and online.
Thank you.
This is Style Club Radio with Josh DeMarco, Steve Sanchez, and Michelle Miller.
All right, welcome back, everybody. If you're just tuning in, be sure to check us out on Facebook Live. We're streaming right now.
Hey guys, welcome back, and we're just wrapping up with Joan. There's something else I wanted to talk about that Jonah brought up, and she talked about her garden in the back. And today a client told me something that was super interesting. Japanese scientists, after probably 100,000 years of research, because Japanese people are the most ridiculous perfectionists, but Japanese scientists found that if you spend 1 hour a day in nature, it reduces your stress by some astronomical amount and can prolong your life. So
Ooh, Joan has all the secrets.
So yeah,
She has all the secrets. I love that.
just interesting, right? Just
Yeah.
something so simple like just spend an hour in nature, whether it's walking through the woods or hanging out in Joan Shepp's awesome garden.
Yeah.
Just spend an hour in nature.
Yes. Well, basically, I mean, I have the honor to work in this store and to collaborate with the woman who started this business and this whole empire, I would call it, because it's really wonderful. And this
Joan's in the background.
incredible, right? She's in the background. But I have to say, I mean, like I said before, it's really an honor, and it's been amazing. And I love working with someone who just has such a passion for what they do, and honestly,
It's contagious.
it's contagious, and you just want to be around it. And you know, it makes me just like blossom when I come in here and do the windows. It's I didn't even think I didn't know I had it in me. You know,
Yeah.
just when we talk and we collaborate, I'm just like, oh my god, this idea, and then she's sharing all her ideas. It's like information overload, but it's incredible.
I know, I'm excited. We'll talk more about this on another episode, but Joan will be collaborating with Big Brothers Big Sisters. They're super philanthropic here on the Fashion Touchdown event, which is this huge event with the Eagles in the fall. So I just know she is going to have some bananas things up her sleeves. And Malcolm Jenkins is really excited about collaborating with her, and he's actually going to be designing the suits
Who's
from
that?
what? Oh, I don't know. Just some guy named Malcolm. Super Bowl champ, no big deal.
Oh, that guy,
Hashtag
that guy.
Malcolm.
Yeah.
But it's going to be great. It's going to be
But
great.
well, speaking of menswear, really quickly, Joan does have some menswear. It's not like curated in a men's section, but guys, come check it out, because I would buy women's or men's, but you know, just because it's who I am. But she has a bunch of incredible stuff that are also unisex. So
Comme
men
des
and women,
Garçons
come to
sneakers.
yeah,
I mean,
come check it out.
guys,
Balenciaga, I mean, great brands.
We're talking good fashion here, guys. It's not dresses and slacks. I mean, they're right when you talk about like when you say
Slacks.
men's and women's.
I hate
mean,
that word.
I try to pick the grossest word I could think of. But no, I mean, it's like, Steve, like you said it. I mean, I worked with this company, Sebastian. These guys are like crazy rock star hairdressers. And half the time I'm like, I don't know if they're wearing men's or women's, but they look freaking cool.
You know what they're wearing?
Yeah.
Rick Owens, and
Yeah.
it's available at Joan Shop.
Yes, it is.
That is what they're wearing.
Yeah, and
Literally, there's a little Rick
Balenciaga.
Owens
I feel like we
section.
can plug Joan in every sentence.
Right.
At Joan Shop.
Balenciaga at Joan Shop.
Oh.
Well-
Margiela at Joan Shop.
Is Joan Shop in your Just the Tip, Joshua?
Joan Shepp is not in Just a Tip, but
boy.
maybe next week she'll be.
Next
So, guys,
time.
this one's an important one to me. So, I'm also going to give a plug in my tip. Take care of your bodies. If something feels wrong, do something, get it checked out. For 6 months, I've been living with legitimately excruciating hip pain. I fell while we were bringing our Tokyo Head Spa into Dapper, and I hit my hip on the stairs. So yesterday, I'm going to give Dr. Jameson a shout out at Advanced Chiropractor, 15th and Walnut. My hip was out of place, so my hip bone and my joint weren't lined up. This guy put all 200 pounds of pressure in my back. I thought he was going to snap my back. And
Wow.
I woke up this morning and didn't feel 100 years old getting out of bed. My back
That's
was out of
awesome.
whack. So it's like, guys, when your body's telling you there's something wrong with it, Listen to it.
I used to
Yeah.
get
I just
crazy migraines from
Right.
it, but like before I even knew what chiropractic care was.
Yeah.
And I went to a chiropractor, and I've never had one again.
Never.
Well, I want to shout this doctor out. I mean, Josh is my husband, for anyone who doesn't know. And every day he'd wake up just screaming. We've bought 4 beds in the last 2 years, like a bunch of psychos. And he kept blaming the beds. But meanwhile, he was out of line. His body was telling him he was out of line. Out of line. in
You were
more
out of
ways than
line.
one.
My body told me I was out of line. My mind said argue with my wife.
Yeah, right, exactly. And now this doctor, chiropractor, put you right back where you belonged, and he hasn't felt better. He was texting me today with back-to-back clients, like, I feel great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's great. Joan Shepp is great.
Joan Shep is great.
But you know what the answer is? Go to a pro,
to a
right? You
pro.
want to buy clothes, go to a pro. You want to get your hair cut, go to a pro. There are a lot of incredible professionals in Philly, and patron them. Like,
Yeah.
patron them? Yeah. Patron
Yeah.
I don't know if I said
Support
that right,
local
but-
Philadelphians that are doing
Be a
big
patron.
things for Philadelphia. I mean, really, Joan Shepp is Philly. She's a Philly girl. It's awesome. Joan, we love you. She's not even on air with us, but we're looking at her.
Right,
And she's still hanging out
We
with
love
us
her
right
so
now.
much. And
Yeah,
she's
we can't let her leave.
incredible.
Yeah.
So
A
from-
legend, icon, all of it.
Is there anything else you guys would like to say?
Hope everybody had a happy Rittenhouse Rose Spring Festival.
Oh, yeah. That's,
yeah.
We love the
Good
Rittenhouse
day
Rose
today.
Festival.
Maybe we can
Yeah.
recap.
Beautiful day.
Next week, yeah.
We'll recap
Yeah.
next week about it.
Yeah.
right.
Awesome.
But guys, from myself, Steve-Ella, and Michelle,
Yeah.
we love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
This program is a paid commercial announcement and in no way represents the views of WPHT or its management.